everybody, welcome to Lisa's Art Room. Tonight we're going to be doing a DIY miniature house project. This will be for the next, I don't know, maybe 3-4 weeks. It's hard to say how long it's going to take because I haven't done it. But it is it's backwards. It's a DIY miniature house, Cathy's flower house. This was a Christmas present for me last Christmas, and I figured I'd put it together with you like we did with the last Rolife kit. And you can get this off of Amazon. I've also seen it at Michael's. If you wait for a 40% coupon at Michael's, it's a really good deal, even 30. But they're not super expensive. But anyway, so that's what we're going to be doing. Let me get you guys pulled up so I can make sure sound is okay and see chat and all that. Let's see if I can find my live. Make sure my sound is okay. Yeah. All right, seems okay. All right, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and get that camera pulled up top. I see there's a couple people jumping on, and we'll get started. So if you do see the little red button on the top left, you are currently live. If not, you're catching replay either here or over on YouTube, because I always post it on there after, since Facebook deletes it after 30 days. So let me go ahead and move this camera. Sorry, I got stuff everywhere. All right, 1 second. Thumb keeps getting in the way. Now, let's put the kit there so I can see something. Somewhat straight. And it looks pretty straight. Okay. So, welcome to my live if you've never seen me before. I've been doing this for many years. And I do a lot of different things. I'm kind of a jack of all trades, but I started out painting because I've been a fine artist for many, many years, like 30 years. But then I got interested in miniatures, and then I got interested in junk journals, and right now I'm doing trains and some tank builds because my uncle asked me to build him some tanks, so I'm doing that. So got a lot of things going on. I don't film that. I do film painting, I do film the junk journals, and I usually film these little miniatures. But the trains and the tanks and stuff like that, I've kind of kept it off other than just posting pictures of progress. So let's see what's in here. So I did already go through this and just make sure all the parts were here. That's usually the first step you should take whenever you get a miniature kit like this. Just go through. It'll have some sort of a part list, like this. And I just go through and check off the items and make sure they are in there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everything's here. I see little checks, so I know I did it. But so that's usually my first step, and then I typically will organize them into things. This is what they call bag one. It's not usually a bag. It's usually just wrapped in plastic, all in one like bundle. So I just take the plastic off and leave it kind of in the box. It's all the like wood type pieces. And then I took all the papers, because there's a lot of papers with this one because it's got a lot of flowers and plants. And I put them in here. So there's some fabric, some looks like it's a little bit grass sheet, and then some dull stick tape, which we'll pull that out. We'll pull one of them out, and just different kinds of papers in there. And this is just a scrapbook.com plastic envelope. I love these things. And then all the bags are labeled. They're different parts, 4, 6. There's like, 1 is the loose stuff, and then 2 is usually the like, oh, it's not this time. Okay. 5 seems to be wires and ropes. That's some sort of a shelf. 6 looks to be some plants and stuff. 7's that's 7, that's 4 is a lot of plants. 3 is your battery and your tweezers and your screwdriver. Well, not the battery, but the battery pack. And then also loose is more plants. Several sheets in there. And then the greenhouse itself, which is kind of like an acetate kind of plastic. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so anyway, so that's what I do. And I will probably leave the large stuff in here. These one I might put into, I've got like a little plastic container sitting here from the last time I did this. Sorry if it's too close. It's got some leftover supplies from my last time. Always save the leftovers, because you never know, you might could use it for something. So that's leftovers, and then I've just got some trays for organizing parts that I'm building. And then I've got just one of these. These are just little Sterlite containers. I think I get these from probably Hobby Lobby. So I'm just going to throw these in here. So work a little bit better for me, I think, and then I'll keep the big stuff in here. And hopefully that works out. Just clean off my table a little bit. I have this. It's just a lid to like a meal prep thing, but sometimes it's handy for when you're working on something to keep stuff from rolling off the table. So I've been using that. You could also use like a cupcake tray, or, you know, there's all kinds of household things that you could use. That makes sense, just to make your life a little bit easier. It helps to keep the picture handy, just in case you need like a reference. It might help. It's not real close up, but I think it's good enough. So let's see, I'll keep my plastic tray out, and then we're going to find just the instruction manual and look at what's part 1. Let me set this aside. I'm just going to put it on the floor, I guess. I don't have a lot of space. Too many things going on right now. Let's see. So what do they call part 1? Now, I wish there are like 2 YouTubers that did this that I could find. My usual YouTuber for Rolife kits didn't seem to do this one. That's the something like that. I can't even remember her name. But I like the way she does hers, but she didn't do this one. So I did find a couple others, but they're both the no talking kind of ASMR kind of videos, and I don't know, I don't tend to like those as much, but it did help me kind of see what people were doing, at least those people, and it seemed like a lot of them were starting with the walls, which I think is these 2, but that's not what the instructions say to start with, so I think I'm just going to go with the instructions and just kind of go in order. That's what I did last time. It seemed to work out fine. Like I said, this is only my second Rolife, so it's not like I've done these kits a lot. But it just starts with putting some things together, like bookshelf, flower rack, or whatever that is. It looks like an easel and some artist supplies, which is interesting that there's a palette and easel. I guess she's painting in there. And then the wall is like, I don't know, like 4th. So I'm going to start with these little parts, and then we'll do just do an order. There's usually a reason that the book has it this way, so we'll trust that they know what they're doing. Follow that. So I'm going to put these back in the box for now. I don't know what I need out of here yet. Actually, I might just set them on the table so I can get to them easier. I have a little side table. It's not huge, but it's big enough. Let's see, I might keep one of these up here. And let's see if that helps. Maybe this one. So the glues I'm going to be using are, it doesn't say you have to use glue. I like to use glue. It just seems to make my life easier. A lot of it just calls for this double stick tape. And then supposedly there's some adhesive dots, which I haven't found yet, in here. I am not a huge fan of double stick tape, but I will use it sometimes, so I will be using that some. I like this Ultimate Crafter's Pick glue. I got it from Hobby Lobby. It's a nice tacky glue. It's kind of like the Eileen's tacky glue that's real tacky. It just seems to hold real fast, and it's good for metal, plastic, glass, and more. So it will pretty much cover everything I'm using. So for craft type stuff like this, I tend to like this one only because it's thicker than my art glitter. My art glitter is great for papers and things like that when I'm journaling, but not so good for holding small parts quickly. And then I've got a fabric glue, the Fabri-Tac, in case I saw there were a couple of fabrics in here, so I might use this. It's also good when you don't want to just show so much on certain things. So I've got that. I did grab some wire cutters because it seems like there's a lot of wire in this one. I've got needle nose pliers, a smaller, these are technically sprue cutters, but I can use them as wire cutters. I think I got those from I lost my train of thought. What's the name of that store? I don't know. It's like a typical store with all kinds of parts and stuff, like, and I'm totally blanking on it for whatever reason. But anyway, I got that from some hardware store. And then these were my husband's. I stole them from him. So, and then I have like 2 pairs of needle nose pliers in case I need to use 2 for anything. So I grabbed a pack of Q-tips because you never know if you're going to use those. And I have a lot of double stick tapes that I just have in my supplies. So that's what all this is in case I need any extra. I think that's all I'm going to need. So hopefully that'll be sufficient. Like I said, I pretty much have everything I could possibly need with all the different things I do. All right, let's get started. So part number 1. What are we building? I'll zoom in just a second. I just kept it out while I was kind of organizing, but I'll zoom in. So for part number 1, it looks like we have a flower rack. It is DG104C, and this usually means what bag it's in, which means it's loose, since it's number 1. So we gotta find that wood part in this. Let's see if we can find it. I think that's the wall. DG104F. Could have these organized. This is E. We stack them in order. This is, oh, that one's hard to read. That one is DG104D. 104C, what did I say? 104C, okay. And this one's DG104B. And then we got H. T, that's going to be later because it's a base. This is G. What is this? DG104A. So that's a little more organized. So that's my kind of stack of all the DG104s because there seems to be a bunch of them. So we'll keep that there. And then let's see if I can find that double-stick tape. I don't know if is it going to call for it? Sometimes it'll tell you ahead of time. And sometimes you just have to figure it out. What do you think that is? It's a flower. Oh, it's the printed side. Okay, so this little flower emblem. Let's see. Let me zoom. Oops, I'm way off center today. Did I not push that over all the way? I did. Oh, seems off center. Anyway, there. Let me know if I get out of camera. I hate zooming because I always get out of frame. Let's see. I just wanted to have it handy because it's one of those things that you know I'm going to need. DG104. So I guess this whole kit must be DG104. Does that make sense? Although they're not all called that. I don't know what that stands for. I don't see this tape. Maybe it's on one of those flat sheets. It's not in here. Huh. It could be on that paper stuff, I guess. I must have it because I checked everything off. Is this it? Oh, that's really tiny. I'll bet that's it. That's real small. All right, we'll put it with our little thing up there in case I need it. A lot of little fragile pieces. This one. All right, so keep my stack. I'm just going to set it over here so I can have more room. Stack there. I'm going to switch glasses. These are a little stronger. I have like reading glasses because, you know, I'm almost 63 and my vision seems to get worse and worse every time I turn around. All right, here we go. So it appears to be these. So be careful popping these out. Usually they'll just pop right out. If you get one and it's just kind of resisting you, if you happen to have a utility knife or like this kind of utility knife, this one's got it taped on here, so this lid does not fit tight. This type that's flat is really handy for, like, if you get one of the little, there's like little wood connectors. If you get one that is just resisting you, you can kind of just slide it in there and give it a little pop and it'll come out easier. But usually you can kind of hand do these as long as you hold it close to the part where it connects. And I don't think I've had any break, but you know, it's wood, so it can. But this is handy to have. I got these blades, I think I got these off of Amazon. I don't know what they're called, chisel blades maybe. But this I love, this little Fiskars. It's really dirty. It's got this quick connect thing that locks in, and then when you want to change the blade, you just do this, and then you push it down, and the blade will slide up and out. I'm not going to do it right now. And then you lock it. It's very handy. It works so much better than the other kind. And it wasn't crazy expensive. I think I might have got it at Michael's. I've probably used a coupon though. Let's see if I can get these out without breaking them. I'm half tempted to use my little chisel. I've been mostly dealing with sprues lately, which is when you're doing model tanks, cars, airplanes, anything like that, you have these plastic things, and they're called sprues. And they're very different than these because you use the little sprue cutters and you just cut the part out. Don't ever twist them. That is very bad for your models. Just twisting them off. Don't do that if you play with models at all. All right, so we have C1, C2, C3, that's 2 parts, C4, and C5. So 1, 2, 2 parts, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so step 1 is to, where's E? Oh, this is a whole different part. Well, let's find E. We put them in order. Let's see if that helped. It did. So E must be this big part right here. E3. Surprised they put it on a whole different one. All right, E3. Do I need anything else out of there? I need E1 when I get to the chair, but not for this one. No other E's? Okay, no other E's. All right, put that back over there. This is 2 parts. This is 2 parts. Now, if you have really bad burrs, keep yourself a little, you can use a sanding block. This is just a piece of wood that I glued some, this is 320 sandpaper onto, and I just used my, I think I used my art glitter glue. You could use wood glue, art glitter glue, anything that'll stick to wood. You just brush it on and then stick your sandpaper on it and let it dry overnight. I put some weights on it. I used my 1, 2, 3 blocks just to keep it weighted down. But these are really handy, and I have them in like different strengths. That's a 120. And I just used scrap wood that I had laying around. But when you have something like this and it's got like a flat edge like this, all you have to do is just take it and just do like that for just a second, and it just takes off the burr. Normally it's not a huge issue on these kits because most of them, you know, the burrs aren't that bad. But if you get one and it's just, I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if I can get to a clear spot. Focus. You can't really see it, but it's there. And if I can feel it with my finger, I'll usually go ahead and take it off because sometimes it hinders snapping them together. If I can't feel it, you know, too much, then I don't bother. But if it's really kind of sticking out there, I will do that. It'll make your life easier when you're trying to push it together and you're finding that it's just not going. That's probably why. All right, so a lot of talking. So this is C4, and always look at your picture and make sure you're putting it the right way. If there's something that says printed side and it tells you which way that should be, you know, make sure you pay attention to that because you don't want this number showing on the top or whatever. So I'm gonna flip that over so it's on the bottom. And then this shows the printed side being toward. I'm not sure why, but that's what it shows, I guess. Yeah, it does. So it wants the printed side to be toward on this one. And then that just hooks into here. If these go in and they seem like they're going to stay, they're pretty tight fits, I won't bother with glue. Okay, I know I'm doing that right. Let me see. Oh, maybe is it flat or is it down? Huh, okay. Oh, it's not going very easy, but let's see if we can figure it out. All right, there it goes. I thought it was up, but it's showing down here, so that must be right. All right, so make sure it's in there. If it feels like it's gonna stay. You usually won't need glue. If you get a piece and it's just really loose, go ahead and put some glue on it. That way it's not popping off later. So we have E2 and E3. This is E2. So with this facing down, and like this goes here with the first hole, and there's a little teeny tiny spot there. Let's see, make sure I'm lined up. Can't tell if I'm just not seated right. Yeah, that's all it was. Just make sure everything gets in all the way. But anyway, this is why I don't like watching those ASMR instruction ones, because they don't tell you all the stuff that you're going to run into. And you know, when they do it, a lot of times it looks easy because there's editing and stuff, and it might not have been that easy. So let's see, what do we got next? All right, so I think I did that right. Printed side there, printed side there. That makes sense because the C3 is showing underneath. And then the next shelf, which is, I assume C2. Where's my, oh, okay, it's over here. All right, so it's this piece and this piece. So it's printed side down again, right? Yes, same thing. So both of them down like that. These seem pretty snug. I don't think I'm gonna worry about glue. And then this one goes on the top like that. Let's see, I'm gonna put it this way. Sometimes it helps to just put it on your table and then you can push a little bit harder. It's not going in that back one. Let me work on the lining it up. There it goes. Okay. Are we going in? This one's not going. It's fighting me. Ah, there. You need strong fingers for this. All right. And then obviously E3 it looks like. So it's going to go in the same spots. Let me move this. I'll put this over here. It's probably going to be off screen, but that should be okay. All right, so this goes like this. Does it say printed side any particular direction? I assume it's to the inside. It doesn't, but that makes sense. So we're going to do it to the inside. And just try to line these up. Tricky. So this one has to line up, this one has to line up. Try to get them kind of started just a little. And then looks like here. You almost need something to push with. It's like you can't push it down because it's, I don't think it's, it sticks out. Yeah, it sticks out a little bit, so you can't do that. All right, I'm just gonna try to use my fingers. Bet you I have something I could use. Just don't know what it is. I do have a little hammer for these things. You have to be kind of careful using it, but I did buy one. It's a tiny, tiny little hammer. Boy, these are snug. Okay, did it go? Finally? Yes. C1. Okay. I always worry about pushing. I'm so worried I'll break it. It's like it seems so fragile. tight fit too. Oh, it's totally breaking. See? What? I might use glue on this one. It's totally breaking. It's too tight. They don't show, they just show it pushing straight down, so I guess that's how you're supposed to do it without breaking it. I broke the other side. I'm going to throw some glue on the other side. Whew. I'm tired already. All right. In there. Not quite. Almost. Get in there. All right. This one started to split. Which side is it? Can't tell now. Is it this one? Yeah, if it's not that obvious, probably, oh, here it is. It's this one. So I'm just going to throw a tiny bit of glue in there. I'll just use the art glitter because it'll go in a tiny spot. I'm going to put it underneath, I think, so it doesn't show so much. Just because it started. Where's my little, I got these little silicone thingies. You could also use a toothpick. We'll just throw a little bit of glue in there just so it doesn't split. As my wood started splitting on me. Just do that. And just make sure it doesn't have an issue later. Okay. All right. Got that together. C5 is this, and then that E1, where'd it go? E1. Okay. So printed side, blank side is up, printed side is down. We'll just put the printed side on these tiny little pieces inside. See how it's got like letters? So we're just going to hide them under and then inside. Hey, Deborah. I just saw you wave at me. All right, let's see. I'm fighting with tiny little, tiny fragile parts today. All right, that was easier. Feels pretty sturdy. All right, so there's our little chair, they're calling it. And then we have a wall rack, which is D104E. And it's all right here. Okay, that one's done. Throw that down there. All right, so printed side, obviously we want it down. It's a wall rack, so I assume, yeah, it says it just shows like a blank instead of like a flower. These have a little line. Looks like the line goes toward the outside. It's usually to line something up with. E5 goes in front on the short side. Looks like this. Does it stick out? I guess so. It probably goes into the wall with that. I'll bet that's what it is. And then E6 goes this way. Maybe. Get in there. All right. So, yeah. So it's got the little tiny tabs that will go into the wall, I'm sure. So that's what that is. And then we have an easel, which is D104F. Pull out F. Looks like all of these parts. Huh, interesting. They give you 2 of this F2. It only shows 1. My guess is usually when that happens, it's because they're fragile. So, because they're saying it's fragile, basically, I'm going to use this. There's a little slot there. Does that tell you where? Oh, wow. You know what? I have never noticed that. So I don't know if this is on all of them. Okay, let me get my pointer. All right, so do you see that little line there? And that little line? And that little line? These are showing you where the connector is. That's where the little tiny connector is. So you know where to either push or cut. I have never noticed that. And I don't know if it does it on all of them, but it does it on this one. So that's interesting. I'll throw this back in my glue before it dries out. If I can get in there. All right. So with that in mind, I'm going to see if I can get this little chisel in there. Because they are telling me basically these are kind of fragile by giving me 2 of them. So I'm just going to snip these little wood parts. That one should be fine. It's a solid piece, so I'm not real worried about it. Alright, let's see if that helped to get these out. We only need 1 of them, technically. Where's that pointy tool? Do I have a smaller pointy tool? We'll just use this. There. So, if that helped that not to break. Because then it just kind of falls out once it's cut. I'm going to leave that one in there for now. I assume it's extra. It might not be the case, but I assume. Put my lid on this because it is sharp. Alright, so F1, F2, F3, F4. We got all those, right? Yes. And then we want this little guy to go on the back of this little guy. So this has some printing on it. So the printing goes on the top. And then this goes in the front. Does this have printing? Don't see any printing on this. So just the prongs go in these little holes. Let's see if we can do this. This is so tiny. I'm gonna put it on my table. Like I said, I do have a hammer, but I'm always worried I'll break it using a hammer. I should probably get it out in case I need it. No idea where it is. I think I know where it is. Trying to get it in there straight. Alright. I can't tell if it's going in the hole. They're really snug. You know what? I'm just gonna sand that just a little bit. I think the burrs might be hindering me. Not quite, almost. Alright, I think that is flush. Alright, so there's that. Put it on the right side. Oh my goodness. Were you guys yelling at me? Now to see if I can get it back out without breaking it. I put it on the wrong side. After lining it up and having it on the right side, somehow I flipped it. I don't want to break it. I don't know if it's worth it to move it, but I'm going to attempt. Wow, that's tight. They are tight fitting. You almost need pliers, but I don't want to put a mark on it. What else do you have? Trick is doing it without pushing any other part too much. Okay, I got it. Put it on the right side this time. It's just, the printing's really faint, but it is there. I don't know if you can see it. Do you see it? It's like right there. Yeah, really faint. But for whatever reason, it's supposed to be toward the front, so we will put it toward the front. Try to do it right. I gotta line it up again. Okay. Now we're right. Alright, next part is the little stand. And obviously that goes on that side. Let's see how tight that is. Is it in? Not quite. Almost. I think this is where my hammer might come in handy. Honestly. Let me see if I can find it. It should be in this drawer. That's where it used to be. I haven't used it since I did the last Rolife kit. It's a teeny tiny hammer. Well, yeah, tiny. I don't remember. I just remember thinking it was very small looking, which means it will be hard to find. I can find lots of hammers, just not the right one. There's like 5 hammers in here. It's not this one, but I'll put that. I don't think it's that one. It might be. Maybe that was it. Do y'all remember what it looked like? It might have been that one. I was thinking it was smaller. Well, let me see another one. Maybe that was it. Yeah. I think that must have been it. Alright, we'll use that one. Shove all this stuff back in here. It's just made out of plastic. So it's not real, like, heavy. I bought it off at Amazon. It's supposed to be handy for small parts like this, but I thought it was much smaller diameter. So unless I stuck it somewhere else, which is possible, but that one seemed to work. Alright, so there. So we have a couple of parts. What is this F for? Oh, it's the picture. Alright, so we gotta find the picture. So K13 is the picture, and you need double-sided tape, it says, or you could use glue, but we'll try the tape. Picture. Where are you? Does it say which bag? Does not. Alright. Is it in the plants? Maybe. Or maybe it's in that paper one. Let's see if it's in here. Yep, I bet it is. Okay, so K4 I said? K13? Oh, it's K13. Okay. There we go. That one. Alright, K13. probably going to grab an envelope for this because I hate plastic bags. They drive me kind of crazy. So we're just going to throw all these in this envelope. Keep K13 out for now. Alright, K13. I can't grab hold of it. Alright, let's see if it pops out easy. Like it's supposed to. There we go. And double stick tape. That's got quite a burr on it. Let's get that burr off. Okay. So, print side. Doesn't tell me. We'll just put the printed side to the, I'll put it to the front because that way it'll be covered with the picture. That makes sense. That should make sense. It does usually tell you what size tape it is. I don't see a size though, so we'll guess. It looks like this size. Grab your tweezers, make life easier. So there's like 3 different sizes. There's like an inch and then maybe like oh, this is only an inch. So there's like a 1/2 inch, an inch, and then probably like 3 inches or maybe 2. I can't tell. So we'll go, I don't know if this has a, is it square? Yeah, it's square. So we'll just put one on the top and the bottom. So for those watching or those watching later, do y'all like these type of lives? Do you enjoy watching the miniatures? Do you enjoy me talking you through it? Or are you someone who just would rather just kind of watch it quietly? What do you like? Let me know. So it just shows 2. So I'm going to try to line it up. Just trying to get this corner and that corner. Alright. There's our little picture. And that just sits on our easel like so. Okay. So that's what we got so far. Next we have a cabinet. So I'm going to put these parts that I've done in. You know what? I might need to get a second container. I probably will. I'll take a run to Hobby Lobby probably and get a second container. I'm going to put my done finished parts in one of them. And then I'll use the other one to hold all those bags. Alright, next one. Cabinet. Cabinet is bag 2. Looks, what? Really? That doesn't make sense. It's J. I don't remember seeing a J. Did we see a J? Yeah, I don't have a J. It must be in bag. Is it in the big bag? Let me see. That's a G. That's an H. Huh. Where's J? Alright, where's bag 2? It's not logical it would be in a bag. It totally is in a bag. Well, that's not real logical. Alright. So that means all these parts are totally mixed up. So interesting. tempted to separate them, but it looks to be all the blue ones. At least they're color coded, huh? I assume. Let's grab all the blue ones. Hopefully that is correct. And then there's some little handles, it looks like. Alright, I think that's all I need out of there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These are paper. 13, 14. So these are 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Looks right. So we got to find the paper, which is probably the stuff we just were messing with. Still on the same one. It is. So there. Oh, they already have little holes for the handles. That's cool. I tell you, these Rolife kits really do pretty much think of everything. Just very handy. Alright, so I got our paper, and then we have these little handles. They're in bag 6, it says. Bag 6. It's like 3 little brass looking handles. The lighting seems weird. It seems shaded. It's got to be my iPad. It always does that. Are they in there? Yeah, they're in there. Alright, let's just do this. Oh my goodness. My fingers are hurting today. My thumb is, that tendonitis. It's killing me. So it's 3 handles. It says they're all P47, which means they're little bitties, right? Okay. This one's, I think, a larger one. It must be for something else. All right. So it doesn't really tell you the number and let you go grab the sheet and look at it, which sometimes you'll probably have to do if you can't figure it out by looking at it. Alright, so we got our 3 little handles, we got our parts. I don't use their tweezers. Their tweezers, honestly, are horrible. You'll want to get a good pair of tweezers. I got mine from scrapbook.com, and I like them a lot. Alright, so we got that, and our little handles. So, switch to the next page. Alright, a bit of paint powder falling off is normal during insertion. Okay, good to know. Alright, let's see. We need J8. Let's see if we can get these organized. These have little prongy things. These have holes. Are there more than one of these? No. There's no letters on these. Of course there's no letters. Why would there be letters? Make my life easier. Alright, let's see. These 2 are easy to figure out. That's obviously 4. 10 looks to be this one. And then 3 is this one. I'm gonna try to put them in. I'm gonna put them in order. This is 3. This is 4. And then 5 is this. 6 is this. 7 is this. Am I getting off screen? Scooch over. And then that's 7. These are 8. This is 9. And this is 10. And then our 2 little pieces of paper. All right. There we go. First step. We want to put J4 into 10. 10. So 10 and 4. And does it look any different on either side? Not really. So the little puzzle piece looking thing has the little notches going down. And then the prong goes in. Okay. So notches down, prong in. Like so. Maybe. Okay. Notches down, prong in, and then that gets 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 goes on. Looks the same. Yeah, it looks the same both ways. So 7 goes on there. Is it snug enough? Feels, it's a little loose. I'm gonna throw a little glue on that one. Just a little. It's kind of loose. And usually I find that if they're too loose, they pop out on you later. Well, this glue sometimes will squirt and sometimes it won't. So we'll see if it's going to cooperate. I'm just going to throw it in a little tray. And then I'll use a little silicone thingy to make life a little bit easier. So I'm just going to squeeze some out. And I've got that little silicone. I have these little silicone brushes. Curate Color. I'm trying to remember where I got these. I think I got them at Hobby Lobby. Just take a tiny bit. You could also use a paintbrush, but then you know you got a paintbrush that's probably ruined. So I like these because they clean up easy. So we'll put a little glue there. This side, that one's a little snugger. It's not great though, honestly. I'm gonna put glue on both sides because it feels too loose for me. All right, let's see. We'll set this up. We'll just put it like that. Okay. Hopefully that'll stay. And then next one is the picture. So the picture goes on the outside of that, on the other side. Right? Yeah, they flipped it. Let's make sure it looks like it fits. It does. It does have little burrs. I don't, you know, they're probably not going to show enough to worry about. They are there. It shows 2 pieces of tape. It looks like it shows 2 pieces of tape. Let's see, what size do we want? Probably just that middle size. I don't know, that seems a little short. Maybe we'll cut it to size because that seems a little short to me. I'm just going to cut a piece. I'm going to cut it to be, I'm going to cut right here. peel that tape off of that picture? Surely I did. I just don't remember doing it. Is my brain just that bad right now that I don't remember doing it? I did. Wow. It must have peeled off awful easy. That's very bizarre. I swear, guys, sometimes I wonder. I really don't remember peeling it at all. But surely I did. I don't know how else it would have stuck. Now, this seems challenging. It's got a hole where the handle goes. So you got to really line it up on that hole. I mean, I guess you could just push a new hole, but this does not go all the way out to the edge. So that seems tricky. Could you put this in first? That's a good question. I'm just wondering if you could put this in. Oh, that's hard. Gosh, you need little bitty fingers. And my fingers are not big. I'm wondering if I can use that to line it up. What do you think? Maybe? Because it has to hit the hole. Otherwise, it's not gonna go in. I'm just gonna kind of use it to line it up into the hole and hope that it works. Alright, once I get it to where I think it's right, I'll pull this back off. Right. Yeah, that seems to have helped. Because, you know, if it was flush to the edge, it wouldn't have been an issue. But here's what I'm looking at, okay? Do you see how it doesn't go all the way to the edge? That little picture? But I am inside that hole. So if I had put it on the edge, it would not have lined up with that hole. And that's a little bit of a design flaw, but anyway, so because this is just going to pressure fit in there, I am going to put just a drop of glue on it. Just the teeniest little bit. Now I have two of those with glue on them. Because I grabbed a different one. So I'm trying to get the handle in there. Boy, that's, yeah. Let's try that again. I'm losing all my glue because I'm touching it. I'm going to try to hold it with tweezers. Every time I try to hold it with tweezers, they fly across the room. Are you going to go in? Oh, you're totally not going in. Come on. It's fighting me, guys. I got it. I at least got it started. Should I just... There. Alright. It went in. So I guess what I'm saying is if it wasn't lined up to the hole, then I would just poke a new hole. But you might have the hole showing then, you know? So it's really kind of an interesting way of doing that I'm not sure I'm fond of. But anyway, all right, next up we have J3s, which are these. So it looks like the little two pieces go in the front and on the bottom, and then the other piece is J8. 3, 4, 5, 6. I should have numbered them. Is this one? This one? Are these the 8s, the one that had 3? Yes. All right, the J8s are the ones with 3. So these just go in the middle. Do they hold tight? they do not hold tight at all. So they're going to need some glue. I'm just going to throw it in there. Those are really loose. And then do the same thing on this side. Make sure your little prongs are the right direction. There. Yeah, they're not tight at all. They're pretty loose. Just hold it for a second. I'll give it a minute to grab. It won't grab great in that length of time, but it'll grab some. So it's so loose. All right, the next one, is it also the 8s on the top and bottom? Yes. All right, so 8s on the top and bottom. We're just going to continue with the glue. It's a little, one's taller than the other one. Which one goes in the front? Looks like the taller one goes toward the 2 little prongs. So this way. A glue there, a little bit of glue there. This one might be snugger. Is it going in there? Wow, that's tricky. All right. If all else fails, use the hammer. All right, there we go. All right, flip it over. Oh. Okay. Doesn't matter which way that goes, so. Glue, a little bit of glue. The one I had the hammer, I might not have needed glue, but I already had it, so it didn't matter. Yeah, these are not going quite as easy. There we go. All right, so 2 prongs in the front, 1 in the back. We look correct. Then we need, it looks like this one. Front and back same. This is a little sloppier. I don't know if it really matters, but we'll put it this way. Make sure I've got it the right direction, because there's this little piece that's up. So we want that up, right? Yes, no? This goes on top of here. Does it just sandwich that other piece? It looks like it does. Do you do that first or last? It shows them at the same time, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But we'll go ahead and try to put the picture on here, if we can get it lined up. You know what? I just thought of something. I have tiny wire. I'm gonna try something, because I'm curious if it'll work. So I have this tiny floral wire. I'm just going to take a tiny little piece and I'll put it in that hole. And a tiny little piece. I'm going to put it in that hole. Maybe I'm going to try to get them the same length. Alright. Then see if that will help me line that paper up. Because you put the tape on first, and that means as soon as it touches, it's there, guys. It ain't, you're not moving it. Glue would almost be safer, because at least the glue, you can slide it a little bit. You know, I might just use glue, because that just seems You know, I'll use the other one because it doesn't dry as fast as this art glitter. I'm just going to use glue. Because it seems like the quicker it touches and sets up, the less movement time you have. And these have to line up. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue. Try to see if I can put it on these little wires. I don't know if this will work or not. It might have been easier to put the wires in first. Got one. Might have to lift that out. Alright, let's put the wires in after. We'll put the wires in here. I'm just trying to figure out a way to do this and have it line up to these silly little holes. There. Alright, I lined up to the holes, and then I can just push it. Because that's, see, it's like, it's all lined up. I don't know if that's a good way or not. I'm going to save those little pieces. But it kind of worked. Anyway. So, handles probably should go on first. I'm going to put the handles on first because I think they'll be hard to push on there. Although it might keep me from hammering. I don't know. We'll put them on first. I don't think they're going to need glue because it seemed like they were going in pretty tight. There's one. Right, our two little handles. So I think I'll put this piece on first so it looks like it goes this way. Is this finish better on one side or the other? It's a little better on this side. Alright, so this goes here. It's fairly snug. I don't think I need to hammer it, but I will. Yep, that looks good. And then this goes here. Okay, that looks good. And this drawer, looks like it just slides in. It doesn't look like it. Oh, sure, it just slides in. What? Tilt to insert. Okay, if you say so. Something's missing. Oh, the bottom's missing. All right, I didn't see that part. I don't know where it is. Did it tell me to put it on there somewhere? Oh, it did. Right there. Okay, arrow goes up. Arrow goes toward the front of the... Let me think. Alright, it shows this like this. It shows the arrow like this. Okay, so it goes like this. Does it fit tight or not? Yep, that's not too bad. That's snug enough. Alright, now let's see if we can actually get it in there. I don't know. It seemed a little iffy to me because it's pretty tight. Yeah, that's really tight. It's going, but it's tight. Alright. Does it close all the way? The question is, can you actually open it? Do we need to open it? I don't know. We're going to leave it out just a little bit so I can grab a hold of it easy. I guess you could push it from the back right now, but it looks like it goes on a wall, so you won't be able to push it later. Alright, so we'll set that aside. That's done. Ouch, finger hurts. I don't know, the wires seem to help a little with that. I don't know. A round chair. We need bag 2, which is floating around here somewhere, and an easel. It's just a little bench looking thing. Alright, so this part. And these 3 parts. Try not to pour it out again, but it might be easier. There's the last one. There you are. Right. And then assume the palette's on that picture thing. Palette is right there. Okay. Any particular way? Looks the same on both sides. The long part just goes on the outside. The small part goes toward the inside. Are they snug? Ooh, they're really not snug. Alright, so we're going to do a little bit of glue. It's probably going to ooze, but I'll just wipe it off. There's one. It's going to get on my table. Two. Stay over here. The longer this glue sits on the tray over here, the better it gets, because it gets a little more tacky as it starts to dry. All right, I'll use that round one. I was trying to clean it. You could also, like I said, use a toothpick, but I like these little silicone thingies. Clean up the glue. I'm not worried about the glue on the top if it squeezes through, because we're going to put that sign on there. All right. Flush. Feels flush. Does it matter how it goes? Not really. They show 2 pieces of double stick tape, but I'm going to be lazy and just use glue. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on here. And let's see. Like that. All right, there's that little piece. Rack A. All right, rack A is in bag 2 also. Looks to be these yellow pieces. So we got 14, we have 13, should be 4 of those, we have, that one looks like 11, and that looks like 12. Okay. Alrighty. Step 1. We need 2 of these guys, and the one with the little ends. And doesn't matter direction. These just go in there. How snug are they? Snug enough. How about this side? Yep, snug enough. All right. So there's that. And then it gets one of these backs. Are they the same? Look to be the same. Shows it just kind of going under. Can't tell if it's level with that shelf leg or what. I think it's above it. It's just above it, maybe. The arrows are not real clear as to where it is, but I think it's just above it. We'll see how it fits on there. My guess is that keeps it from sliding down, because it's got like a tiny little notch there. Not much of one, but a tiny little notch, which I assume keeps it from sliding down too much, although it's not super strong. Yeah, it's totally sliding anyway. I can't tell if it goes on that notch or not on that notch. It's really not clear. If I push it to where it stops, then it's kind of on the notch. So maybe I should just do that. I think that's safer. We're going to put it all the way down. Almost, it kind of needs glue though. It's really, really loose. I'm going to put a little bit of glue in there. And hope it's in the right spot. Not sure if it will matter. I'm just going to put a little bit there. I'm putting it on that bar that goes across. It's not a lot of glue. Honestly, I could probably force it apart if I needed to. All right. And then the second one goes on the front of that. So you only do one shelf. Yep, only one shelf. Second one on the front. Probably gonna run into the same thing. Okay, put just a little. How's that holding? I think that's okay. I think just gluing that one side helped. All right, then we put this. Looks like. Does that make sense? Okay, I think you put these first. Snug enough? Yeah, seem okay. And then I guess it just goes down over the holes. All right, turn it sideways so we can kind of see what we're doing. Like that. All right, I think that's okay. All right, so there's that one. That is our rack A, they're calling it. All right, put that in the box. And we have rack B, which is page 1, so it's the loose wood stuff. It is D. Where's D? That's B, that's D. It looks like that, and J15 and J16. Those were in the bag, right? Were they were in the bag, yeah. Let's do these two. There. Okie doke. Oh, they're on here. Okay. They're so dark. I'm trying to see how. So we need D1, D1, D2, D2. Those both D1s? Yeah, they're both D1s. Okay. See if we can get them out without snapping them. They're kind of tiny. Can't tell if this has the little lines. I don't see it. Not that you could see it. It's sometimes you can look through it and see it. Like if you hold it up to the light, you can find them. There's one right there. There's one right here. I'm a little worried about these end pieces because they're kind of... I can get it in the... It's tight. Yep, there's one on that little tiny foot, which looks dangerous. That looks like it'll totally be a snapping issue. So I'm going to carefully try to do it with this. So hopefully don't snap that foot off. I think I got all those. Here. Let's see if that helped. Not letting go right there. Come on. Is that enough? Nope. Let go. Doesn't want to let go. Trying to look through it and see if I'm in the right spot. Okay, it's a little higher than that. It is here. These don't have that mark, or if it does, I can't see it because it's too dark. They're very fragile feeling. Okay, got that piece. Alright, that's trash. Where's my trash pile? There. One more. Okay. Phew. That was a little challenging. I was worried about these breaking because they're really thin. So this is 7 and 9 or 8. Can't tell. Let's see if it uses these before I take them out. I don't see D7 and D8 on this picture. My guess is it's on the next one. Yeah, it's on the next one. This looks to be a little faucet. That's on the next one. This is what we need. I think I come out. Cooperate. Okay. There's 6 of these. Come on, break in the right spot. Okay. There we go. Is that it? Yep. Okay, these do have some heavy duty burrs on them though. Give them just a little bit of sand. They give you a little tiny piece of sandpaper to do this with. It's in bag 5, I think. But this is easier in my opinion. Okay, I think I got all those. How are these? Not too bad. Alright, put these back over here. Let's see. So the shelves hold them together. You want this looks to be the top. These I think are the bottoms. So it looks like you just are supposed to kind of hold them up together and slide it in there somehow. Alright, I'm going to try to do one side at a time. Like that. Okay, and then this other one goes... You don't put the little feet on there? Oh, they go on the ends after? Seems like it'd be easier to put them first, but okay. This goes in here. So you have to kind of put it at an angle. Like that. Okay. I got it the right way. Make sure it's got little round. I think I'm the right way. Yeah, because the little prongs are at the top. Okay. I'm the right way. Alright, and then this goes on here. Oh, you put these on first. This one you put on first. Alright. Get them in there. Oh, that's kind of loose. How's this one? Also kind of loose. They're very loose. Let's put a drop of glue. So those are pretty, they're just kind of sitting in there. They don't really hold. Hopefully the others hold better. Well, these slide up and down, but I don't think it's going to be an issue. It might be. If they're doing a lot of moving around, it would be. I think I'm just going to tack them. I don't think these will really hold it. Let me look at it. It might push it out. I'm going to put one on and see what it does. Try and see how it goes on. The things go up. Where does it go, though? It's not telling. Would it be more logical to be above it? Maybe? Maybe it goes above it. I'm gonna put one in and see what it sits like, if I'm doing it right. If it makes it tight enough, I don't need to worry about it. Yeah, okay, that'll hold it, so I don't need to worry about it. All right, so put this on here. Goes down, right? Yes, goes down. Okay, so it kind of just fits in between. And it should line up with the holes. Can't tell if that one's lining up. Yeah, okay. There. Snug. That's not too bad. Alright. And that's still moving, but it's only because I don't have the brace in there. I think once I get the brace in there, it'll be okay. We'll see. If not, I'll throw some glue in there. It's kind of tricky. It's like it sandwiches between there. Get in there. Alright, this one goes this way. Yeah, it's not gonna, it's too loose. Is it gonna snap in there better? All right, let's see. What do I got that I can push with? Maybe this, without poking myself. It's not. I really think it would have been easier to put it in first, but it says not to. Trying to find something better. Maybe my tweezers. It's just falling out. I don't think, even this one doesn't look like it's seated. All right. Why do they make it so hard? It just seems like it should have gone first. Yeah, I don't have strong enough fingers for that. It has to click in even more than this, which means you really gotta push it into that hole. Yeah, sure. You're just really fighting me, aren't you? So I can get it in there loosely, but I can't get it to snap down. Trying the hammer, but the hammer doesn't really work. All right, if I put it on first, will it be in the way of sliding it in? It'll be on the top. Maybe. I'm gonna try putting one on first. All right, it goes up. Come on, snap in there. You're just not, are you? Are we down? Okay. I'm going to put this one on and just see what happens. I mean, it might not work. I don't know. But I'm having an issue getting it in there after the fact. So I can't get it to seat. And the hammer's not helping because it's below the edge. All right. Now let's see if I can slide it in still. The question is, does it make it too wide? Possibly. That's what I was kind of guessing, is it would make it too wide. Yeah, it makes it too wide. Why? Why? I'm going to try having one in. I can do it with just one. I can do it with one. Alright. Try and get this one to seat. In. I just gotta get the other two. Sure. This is tricky. It's like you can kind of get it started, but then it has to. There. Did you hear it kind of click in? It has to click all the way down. It's like you can kind of get it lined up. But then that last little bit. There. Okay. I think I got it. Feels sturdy. Feels relatively sturdy. This one's a little loose, but does that one click down? I think it is. Yeah. I don't know. I might throw a drop of glue there. Just a little, so it's just not sliding up and down. I don't really want it sliding up and down. Just doing enough to make it sit on that shelf. And once that dries, it'll quit sliding. This one's tight. How about this one? See, that one's fine too. It's just the other side. All right, so that should be good. All right, what time is it? Almost time's up. All right, there we go. Our little rack bee. That one was a challenge. A little bit of a challenge. What's next? We have a faucet thing. All right, rack bee, go in there. Faucet is that one. All right. Looks like they're all on here, I think. They're really tiny. Hopefully they'll push out properly. Without nothing breaking. Did we get them all out in one piece? I think we did. All right. I show an extra. What do I show an extra of? I have this one, this one. What's this little hook? I don't know. What's it called? B? Is that a D? D3? Do you see a D3 on there? I do not see a D3 on there. I see a 6, a 4, and a 5. I don't see a 3. So I don't know what these are. They go to something. But it does not appear to be this. Oh, okay. They go in the wall. Okay. So it shows those little hooks going in the wall here. Like here and here, I think. See, there's one there. So somehow they go on the wall. So we will, I don't know, we're going to attempt to push these back in here and hopefully not lose them. You know what? I'm going to put them in here. Hopefully when we get to that point, because I'm not to that point just yet. I'll put them there. Hopefully I can find them. All right. Looks like the circle goes into the faucet. It's not really it's a square hole. Is it a square into a circle? It totally is. It's a square into a circle. What? Is that square at all? It's kind of square. I'm trying to see if there's a difference. I think it is. Just slightly. All right. All the way in. How far? All the way up to that base. It's snug enough. I shouldn't need glue. Okay, got it in there. And then the little handle. Another square into a circle. That totally looks like a circle to me. Maybe they think it fits better. Does the handle go out? Looks like they have it going forward, so we'll keep it forward. Okay. Should we have it turned slightly or not? Doesn't matter. We'll just keep it straight. All right, there's that little tiny part. You know what? We're going to put this little tiny part in here because when we put it on the wall, that's where we're going to need it. What time? All right, we got a frame. D7, D8. That one? Yeah. Let's see if we can get those out without breaking them. D8, flat part down, prong goes into the thing, the D7 goes on the, doesn't really matter because you're going to cover it with something, so prong goes down, short side up, okay. How snug does this fit? Not very snug. We're going to put a little bit of glue. Once it dries, it should be enough. Okay, that goes like that. And then it gets K16. Which looks to be this one right here. K16. And that will be it. This is going to be the last piece we can do today. We're just gonna glue. It's been working fine. I hate double stick tape. Y'all know this. I really don't like it. I find it annoying. Sometimes helpful, but a lot of times just annoying. All right, make sure your sign's the right way. Easel part goes down. Try to get this somewhat centered. Squish, 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 squish. Kind of centered. Yeah, good enough. All right, tiny little picture. I got 10 minutes. I suppose I could do that signpost if I can find the part. Yeah, I'm gonna put this in here because it's so tiny. I'll put any parts I can fit in there, but most of those pieces we were building today are too big. We need bag. Where it just says board. It's a brown board, A1. So we had our little stack. A1's on top. Signpost. Is it just those 2 parts? 3 parts. Okay, I see. Oh, the base. Do you glue the base together? That's a different color, isn't it? It is. That's B5. Is that in the bag? D. What? No. It's not. There it is. I found it. All right, B5. Do we even use that? A1 and A2. A1 is this one. Let's see if we can get it out without breaking it. And then A2 says, it says sunshine. I don't think I use these just yet. this goes into the base. The sign just goes on the circle part of this. This is really burry. Where's my sanding stick? Did you put it up here? I thought I did, but I don't see it. What did I do with it? Did I bury it? Yeah, I must have buried it. Alright, let's see if I can find it. Sanding stick. There you are. What is that, a 2400? That's not strong enough. How about 180? That'll work. Bought these little sanding sticks off of Amazon. I needed them for my tank build. They work very well. Okay, so we're just going to glue it. It says to put double stick tape on there, but you know what? We're going to throw a little drop of glue there. And then the sign goes like so. See if I can get it. I'm going to try to get it somewhat straight. Not that it's a huge deal, but you know, why not try to get it somewhat straight. Looks a little off. It's not centered. I'm looking at it from an angle, so it's harder to tell. Let me look at it this way. It's pretty close. Okay, we'll say that's centered. This guy goes in here, maybe, without moving it. Come on. It's like I don't want to push too hard on that stick. Oh my gosh, it's not going. Come on. Just a little bit more. It's a tight fit, which is good, but in there, we are in there. Okay, tiny little sign. It says sunshine. All right, we'll put that in our little container, and we are done. Just like there. Clean this glue off my silicone. So much easier than a brush. All right, that is it for today, guys. Let's pull everything I did today back up so that we can kind of see. Move this over here. Just get it out of my way. All right. What do we do today? I zoom back out. Zoom out. Is that all the way? Okay, so we have a bunch of little tables and dresser drawer type things, an easel with picture, a pallet stool, a wall shelf of some sort, I think. Oh, that's a stool. This is the wall shelf. Wall shelf. And then we have our little faucet in there, picture frame, and a sign. So that was today's. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. I will be back on Friday, and we will work on this some more. All right, guys, Y'all have a wonderful rest of your evening and take care. I will see you guys next time. All right. Bye-bye.